Hey guys, so we are cleaning out the Diamondback's tank that we have inside the house. These are our 6 little hatchlings. Look how big they've gotten. I think this is the same container maybe that we got them in when we took our first pictures, so we're going to do like a comparison to see how big they look compared to when we first got them. Bob's also doing a filter cleanup, so he's taking apart the whole filter, cleaning all the
Try
gunk.
to clean it in the, since we have bio media here, we try to clean it. We don't use any chemical water from the tap. So the water that I took out of the filter, I'm just going to rinse it off. I know it looks dirty, but we're just getting some of the bigger particles off so we can put it back so it's not killing any of the good bacteria.
You said it wasn't too dirty though, right?
It wasn't the inside until I started cleaning stuff out, but that's all right. Like I said, we don't want to use the tap water.
I did notice this little guy has some little speck marks on him. So I'm just going to take a toothbrush and just give him a little brushing, see if I can get it off. But other than that, everyone else, he's got a couple. He's got a couple on him. So we're just going to give him a little brush. And man, these guys are beautiful. Hi. Sweetheart, look at that. Please, these guys are getting so big. We're not going to do a weight on them yet. We figure we'll wait until after the season, and we're going to wait on them just so we can compare how much they've grown since we put them inside. So I'm going to get a toothbrush and scrub these little guys off.
There we go.
Just a little siphoning out some poop, some gunk.
Of course, anytime you touch a turtle tank, no matter how, or even a fish tank, no matter how clean it looks, soon as you touch it, you see how much dirt's actually in there. It's craziness.
So these guys have been in here for 2 months now, and like we said, they're doing great. I mean, they're personable. They come right over to you. You walk over to the tank, and all 6 of them just come swimming over, begging for food, and they're just growing. They're just growing so much. It's just so awesome to see them. You can watch them every day. They're right in our living room here, so.
We did not go, as a matter of fact, I want to take that heater out of there too.
Yeah.
We had a heater in there, and we decided not to use it because these guys are North American species, and they're inside, so if the water gets cold, it's going to be a little bit colder than room temperature, which will, in the winter time, it's going to be in the 60s and a little bit colder than that. They will have basking lights, so I mean, it's up to them. If they want to go into brief brumation while they're inside, fine. If not, we'll let them do what they want to do. But they do not need a heater inside. So far, they seem to be, I mean, we had some really cold nights too so far, and we've had the heat on, and these guys, as soon as we turn the lights on in the morning, they're up on their docks and basking.
They're still even swimming around at night when we turn the lights off.
So they're still, again,
bopping around in there.
They're fine, and we definitely want that. We don't want them to get used to warm temperatures all year round, because by next year, we're going to let them brumate wherever we end up. Let me dump that.
All right.
Finish this off. Sounds like it's filling. It's a filling. We added a little bit more sand, and it was finer sand, so kind of clouded things up a little bit. These Fluvals, this is a Fluval 407, and the folks who gave us the Diamondbacks donated it to us along with a 60-gallon tank, which is really nice. And this thing is perfect for a 75-gallon. We had them in our 75-gallon, and we had Fluvals before, and they've always been very good filters. And this one especially, cleaning it out and setting it up they make it really user friendly. Everything's really convenient. So what we did, we just released or opened up the valve, so hopefully the filter filled up. Feels like it's filled up. And a little bit of luck. Once I put power in there, I hope we hope it works. We also have a couple regular sponge filters, which they add aeration, and plus they do help a lot with keeping filters clean. We're big on sponge filters. We use the bigger sponge filters before. Also, we let the return usually sit just above the level here, just to create a little bit of disruption and aeration to the top of the water. So we don't put this too far under. We like to have a little bit of splash and a little bit of bubble along with these bubbles here. So let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. Usually I wouldn't want this to run until it's settled a little bit, but this isn't going to impede the filter at all because it's very fine. All right, let's do this. There you have it. Very simple. So we'll keep it like this, about like this, and you see how it kind of breaks the water a little bit, and we face it over here because when we face it this way, the turtles are just pushed downstream, which isn't really bad, but when they go to eat their food, the food just takes off and it all accumulates down here behind the dock. So we push it up against the glass, and we have our bowl, our sponge filters going. They look like they're going good. We got a 4-valve. That's another air pump. I got to get the name of this stuff because this is another air pump we use. And we've used this for years at Backyard Tortoise. And this has a gang valve for 4 outputs. And we never have any issues with these things. They're quiet, they last, and they push out. And you can adjust them on the valve, the gang valve themselves. So right now we only have the 2 filters running along with the Fluval. So it's pretty good. So we'll let this sit. The turtles are outside. It's supposed to go from 61 to 48 degrees all in a matter of like 3 hours. So we'll see where that takes us. And we'll give you a little update when this clears up and we put the terrapins back in there. We should be good. I think we should be good till maybe January, late January, because it really wasn't that dirty. Not as dirty as we thought, but we figured we'd give it a good clean. Anyway, that's it. Fluval filters. Get one at your local fish store.
You can see the water's starting to clear up. We got the filters going. We have the air filters going. Put the lights on so we can walk the water. We cleaned all the plants, wiped down all the glass.
One of us made a big mistake.
2 big mistakes, but
So-
1 big mistake that we're waiting for to clear up. But
No.
guess who? Guess who made the
That
big
other
mistake?
one wasn't a mistake.
Guess who made the big mistake? It wasn't the woman in the relationship.
Oh, no, There's, we had a little bit of sand left over out under the carport, so
It's a big bucket of sand. It's not a little
Some
sand.
of the sand came out when we were siphoning it, so I went outside and took a couple, 2 small little red cups. Plastic cups of sand, just to add it to it. And I rinsed this sand out before, but this was different. The sand that we're using in here right now is for I got it from a pool store. So the sand that they use in the filters for a pool is a little bit more gritty, a little bit bigger, and a little bit easier to clean. But I had some play sand outside that I originally bought that just wasn't coming clean, and so I figured I'll just take a couple 2 cupfuls to put in there, and it won't be no big deal. Clouded the whole stinking thing up.
So
Another
then
water.
we emptied out 2.5 more big Home Depot buckets full of water and put fresh water in again. And now we're just sitting here waiting for it to clear up. But I just love the fact that I was right, and I said, don't add the sand. We don't need any more sand. And he said, no, we got to add the sand. We already scooped out some sand. And he went and added the sand, and now here we are. So I was right.
Up,
the woman was right.
When it clears up, it's going to be worth it. It's going to absolutely worth it. So the turtles are still sitting in there in a little
container on top of the heater.
Yeah, keep warm.
And
as you can see,
the weather completely changed
we
outside.
told you it was going to go from the 60s to the 40s, and we're in the midst of a freaking
wind and
50
rain.
miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's raining sideways. It's calling for hail. So we're in the process of it turning from fall to winter.
Yep.
But
we're just gonna wait this out for another hour, and then we'll throw those guys in there. We put some water conditioner in there, so yeah, the fish are still bebopping around in there. So and the water's nice and warm because we did use some warm water instead of using hose water, which is hose water. And then a couple little Chinese down here, and they are super shy. They come out in the morning and they look around and try to feed them, and they scurry away, and then they come back, and then they fight each other for food, and they go back and hide again. But
typical slave-o.
Yeah, but we'll do another video as soon as we put these guys in here. Be back soon. Look at that beautiful clear water. It looks so nice, nice and clean. Nice and clean, these guys. Hey guys, good morning. Good morning. We love all these dunes. Hi. Here they go. The beggars. Little beggars. I got this. You got fed today, don't worry. Yeah, the work cleared up so nice. It's crazy.